I'd like to apologise to our viewers in the north. It must be awful for you. Sorry, old Victoria Wood joke. Andy Capp is a famous cartoon character in the UK. First appeared in the Daily Mirror in 1957, has run continuously ever since, even surviving the death of the original artist Reg Smythe. There was even in 1988 a TV series that flopped admittedly, starring James Bolam. And this game also came out in 1988. Well, actually, I suspect it came out in the tail end of 1987, but was reviewed in the magazines early 1988. We'll start off on the C64, and you are the eponymous cartoon character married to your wife, Flo. Somebody has stolen your gyro check, your unemployment benefit, and basically you have to get it back and also get a job to placate your wife. The game is a mix of arcade-style action, kind of, and a menu-driven system. Think the Magic Knight games. So we start the game on the 64, and the game was published by Mirrorsoft, the publishing arm of, well, the Daily Mirror. You start off in your house, and Andy Capp is basically a layabout who avoids work and drinks all day, basically, and gets into fights. You start off in your house, as features in the comic strip, and you are against the clock. You've got to complete the game by the end of the week. It's 6:19 in the morning, and we're walking down the street. You have an alcohol meter, or an alcometer, which means you need to top up with beer, or that just basically reaches the bottom and it's game over. You don't want to bump into your wife, Flo. At best, she will ignore you, but if you're carrying money, she may beat you up and take some of that money. And the police are on the lookout for you as well, although it's quite okay for you to walk into the police station here and you get handed a key which is for your neighbour, Chalky. The icons at the bottom are wallet to transact, speak to speak, a boxing glove to fight, and some extra icons, things on the exclamation mark. There's your wife, Flo, and you can blow kisses, of which you've got a limited supply, to stun people. So she's not going to speak to me at the moment. And you start off with an amount of £8 to spend. Oh, no, it's gone wrong. She's beating me up. So she's beaten me up and taken £1 of my money. And you can walk down the streets by that, so it's not just so it's not just 2D. You can turn around, face a street and walk into it. You will need to make a map of this game, especially because a lot of the locations look very similar. It's a shop, it's the newsagent, and the bloke behind the counter looks very scary. Let's go talk to him. Do you sell cigarettes? Will you cash a cheque? Or will you sell me a newspaper? No, Flo will kill me. Or lend me some money, sorry. Not getting very far so far. No, right. Let's buy paper. Daily Mirror, the Racing Post, News Time. Let's go for the Racing Post, because Andy Capp is a notorious gambler, so I suspect that's going to be useful. So let's examine the newspaper we've got. So select Examine Object, examine the racing news, Wednesday's tips, Grandone, Trap 5. I'm guessing we should go to a betting shop and place a bet on that. It's not a horse, it's a greyhound. It's got to 9 o'clock. The colours have changed. It's no longer nighttime or kind of dawn. You go full kind of colour like that. There's someone to talk to there. Let's try and talk to her. She won't stop and listen. There's a pub. Can I get in there? It's closed. Yes, it's 1980s Britain. The pubs are closed at this time of day. Over to the Spectrum. Looking very similar. sticking with that newsprint style colour scheme, which is entirely appropriate. Newspapers at this time were of course still black and white, unless you were reading Today, in which case you read colour, but it was very... If you've ever seen one of those early coloured newspapers in the 80s, the colour registration is absolutely awful. Right, Employment Exchange. Let's go in here. Speak to the lady behind the counter. There's a vacancy at the factory. So we need to go to the factory and get given the job, because we need a job in order to placate our wife. Or Andy's wife, and that's how you win the game, basically. Amstrad CPC, I bought this game in Software Plus in Aldershot. I seem to remember it was discounted, but it was on disc. So I was just attracted by a discounted disc game, I guess. Oddly, only 2 colour graphics on the Amstrad, grey and black. Which is odd when you consider the Amstrad's quite capable of supporting more colours than this on screen. But again, newsprint style, I suppose. But not even any colour down on the kind of inventory system and icon system down at the bottom. Right, so we've been to the Employment Exchange. Let's go to Fred's Wings Nuts and see if we'll accidentally let off a kiss there and see if we can get a job. You can't come in here until you've actually been to the Employment Exchange. They'll just tell you it's private. Let's speak to the man. I've come for the job. What work can you do? Well, I can drink a lot. I can operate a computer. I can type. I can look after money. I can operate a computer. I can operate a Spectrum. Although IBM seems better, doesn't it? Yes, of course, I've got experience. That's not good. Why wouldn't that be good enough? Let's try again. I can type. I've used a very jittery menu system. Have experience? No, they don't want experience. I've come for the job. I can look after money. I want to keep it. What's the right answer here? No, no, no. I've come for the job. Just say, no, I haven't there. What's going on? I've come for the job. I can operate a computer. No, I haven't. Okay, so they don't want you if you've got experience, but they're training for the job. So, right, okay, so now I have a job. Can I go through there? No. This is private stay out. Well, I think that's one part of the game achieved anyway, and it's only Monday at 11:38. I've got a job. Oh, police, run away. If the police have their eyes shut or are dark on the C64, they won't catch you. I need to go to the licensed betting office to put that bet on. But I can't turn around because that policeman might touch me. And I could be arrested. So let's hopefully go around the corner. There he goes. And back we go. There's a lot of walking around in this game. And as I recall, as Zach pointed out, it was depressingly much like real life. Okay, so let's examine the racing news. Different tip on the Amstrad. Oh, we need to rent Book and Gyro. They might know. Hello. Have you seen the paper yet? Right, he's giving me a tip. Have I seen the paper? Let's put a bet on. Ask the odds. 2 to 1? Well, better than nothing, I suppose. We'll put £1 on. Why not? Oh, I get the rent book. Right, okay. That's one of the things I'm supposed to find. Because I can't pay the rent without the rent book. I need to go back to the town hall and when I've got enough money and pay the rent. presumably the tip comes in, I get some money. 2 to 1. I'm not going to get much money. Well, that can't be it. Back on the C64, it's still Monday. I have £99 because I'm cheating and Flo's just beating me up. One of the problems with the game, if someone approaches you from the side of the screen just as you're walking off of it, you'll just be knocked for 6, basically, and you won't know anything about it. Right, so... Oh. Don't talk to me. Why not? You're not romantic enough. Okay. Do we need to be romantic? Pub will not be open. Pub is open. Oh no, I'm cheating. All the doors are open. The alcohol meter won't be going down on the C64 either because I've cheated. How much? £1? In Hartlepool? 1988? £1 a pint? So you've got a wife and a girlfriend. Is that lady the girlfriend? Andy Capp isn't a very nice person if you hadn't noticed. So is that lady the girlfriend? She must be. It probably helps if you've seen one of these strips in the last 30 years, which I'm guessing, like me, you haven't. What you can do is buy a pint as well and carry it around with you and drink it whenever you want. Why it doesn't spill, I don't know. Perhaps it's in a bottle. That's it. The other person in the game looking for you is the rent man who's wandering around and sometimes blocks your way. You're under arrest. I mean, I've just walked on the screen. I can attack. I've been arrested. And now I'm in the Crown Court. And now I'm in the police station. I've been fined. Usually it'd be game over at this point because you've been fined £20. So you've lost a load of time as well. But it doesn't actually matter. We're now 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:15. And here we are on the Amstrad version. Go in the police station. I've been arrested. But at the start of the game, you can go in the police station and you get given a key. The game's very inconsistent. Game over on the Amstrad. Back to the C64. Right, that's my girlfriend. Yes, I know this is problematic. I have a red rose I found in Chalky's garden. But she's not romantic enough, but... yeah, that didn't work. And nighttime's also simulated in the game here. And it just goes like this. You don't need to sleep, but you can skip time at any point on the Spectrum and Amstrad version. But on the C64 version, you need to go back to Andy's house in order to skip time, effectively sleep. But I've got all the objects I need, and we're back on the Spectrum. I need to give either the benefit card or the gyro to Flo. I think it's the gyro, or does she need all of them? I'm carrying a load of stuff. Give her the gyro, I've won the game. And that is Andy Capp. Andy Capp, it is a unusual game. It's an arcade adventure like so many other games of its era. And it effectively tries to mirror the spirit of the cartoon strip in much better way than games like Garfield did. The problem is, the game is so mundane and just plodding around. In a modern era, there's question marks over the drinking, and I've got to say it, wife beating, because you can beat up your wife, and also the way Andy Capp behaves. I believe all these things have actually been toned down in more recent years in the cartoon strip. C64 version is the pick. It feels more complete, and to be honest, it's faster to move around and just a little bit more enjoyable. It's still very mundane, plodding around the streets, but it's just got a little bit more of urgency about it, and there's also just a few little extra touches that make me think it's the original. Spectrum and Amstrad versions, well, the Amstrad version is needlessly grey and depressing, just a little bit too slow. The Spectrum version's a little bit faster and just looks nicer with that change of colour and that white background during the day, all of which the CPC can do if the programmers could have been bothered. But I'm afraid this is one for handicap fans only, or perhaps people who want to see how comic strips convert to 8-bit computers. As a game today, I'm afraid it's just a little bit too depressing, mundane, and really not a lot of fun.